Hey everybody, I'm back. Just Rhonda, and we're just here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 29. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, we in Houston, it's dinner time. Everybody's in the kitchen, like getting their grub. Fletch makes nails play, and of course that throws off the ginger roll game, because of course that's not how that's supposed to go. Um, Stormy and Courtney show up. They've had quite the day. They missed their first flight. The nanny missed her connecting flight. They got the baby with them. They traveled with their baby. I'm not mad at that. And yeah, I can imagine what kind of day that is. Nobody wants to be being bothered with Marceau and the rest of them when you've had a, day of travel. Traveling is exhausting. Stormy says she didn't even want to go. And I wonder, like, how is that going to play out in the long run, Stormy? You don't like Tisha and Marceau. I mean, Kimmy is part of the package. So I don't know how you feel like you can bond with her outside of, what do they call themselves? The original comeback group, whatever they want to call themselves. Anyway, I guess you got to figure that out, Stormy. You don't really mess with Mel like that. So that's what's up. Anyway, they ended up getting their own place because I got the baby, and that really don't make sense. Like that'll be babies require a lot, and for the people that didn't bring a baby, don't want to hear, a baby and that kind of thing. So that much I get. And Courtney doesn't want to share a bathroom with Martell and his wife. I understand that too, because Martell can't be trusted, especially now with your wife, child. Um, I don't know why, but somehow we're talking about Maurice and Kimmy's sex life, and girl, keep them. Congratulations. So Martell shows up with his wedding ring to the table. And of course, they start questioning Martell, what do you have your wedding ring on for? And he's like, something about having hope, still having hope. And Nell is like, I know you ain't hoping Mel is gonna take your punk ass back. And then it starts to be a whole thing. And then Kimmy's like, Mel, is that the ring, y'all's wedding ring? And Mel is like, I ain't looked down there to see what this nigga is doing. And then Marcel was like, that's enough. We're not gonna do that. We got Holt and we got Rogers. And so let's just leave it at that. Let's don't. He loves defending Mel. I mean, I'm just saying. It's kind of irritating, especially since you know how your wife feels about that whole thing and how people are out here saying, you have a crush on her. But honestly, the way you treated Stormy, we just used to you treating other women better than the one that you're married to. That's all. That's all. Anyway, fucking time. Courtney and Stormy have to go. Their babysitter has arrived, so they got to go back to the airport. And when it sucks, it sucks. With them travel days, I've been there. I'm telling you. Um, when they're walking out the door, Marceau offers to babysit, and Courtney is like, "Hell no, you don't take care of your own damn kids." And of course, then now this sparks this whole conversation, and this is why we can't focus on Mel and Martell in the ring. This is why Marceau shut it down, because we don't want to focus on them. I've written a fabulous script that I need to play out for you people. And y'all gonna focus on this whole pregnancy test storyline, because I think I'm one hell of a writer. I am. Anyway, Mel is like, what are you talking about, Tisha? You want to have another baby? And Tisha's like, no, I just wasn't feeling quite myself. And so I thought I'd take a pregnancy test. And I mean, I'm not pregnant. And Mel's like, oh, okay. And I'm gonna say this, even though I know it's fake, but let's pretend it's real anyway. I don't know why Tisha's sitting up here acting like she doesn't understand why Marcel would be upset about her having a pregnancy test. Because, girl, that shouldn't have been the first thing that you thought about. You should have thought, I need to go to the doctor. Something must be wrong. I know I'm not pregnant. Marcel had a vasectomy. So that's probably not it. But, and I don't know any woman really, not any smart one, that's gonna go do that and then put that thought in their man's head, because that's how they think. That's how niggas think. If it ain't his baby, you've been fucking around. And there's nothing that you're gonna be able to say to undo that thought. Thank goodness Marceau wrote this. because that would be tragic if he didn't. Mel defends Tisha though. She's like, man, she been trusting you. She didn't have to endure all this foolishness. You went to Africa by yourself. You had pictures of your back on the internet and everything, and she trusted you through all of that. I don't know why you out here trying to act like you think Tisha's cheating, because we all know she's not. And if we know it, you know it too, fool. We flash back to, what's the name? Martell saying he had 20 girlfriends and, the cheating allegations against Marceau, and Tisha talking about, I trust my husband. I don't know why she's saying that either, because if you trusted your husband, you wouldn't have sent Kiki, the internet phone hacker, and Wanda has a special set of skills. I don't know what they are, but I know she got a special set of skills, and you had them out there investigating, reporting down in the streets of Bessemer and Huntsville and we're in Atlanta and wherever else your husband be hanging out. He done took it all the way to Columbia. But if you ask me, that's freaking better. Leave it in Columbia. Don't bring it over around here. Marcel's sitting up there acting like he's so upset, like he just can't believe that this whole thing even happened, and he can't believe his wife took a pregnancy test. And Nell was like, well, you know what, y'all go talk about that over there, and we're gonna go over here, hang out together. So the ladies go and they're in the hot tub. It's a little dimly lit situation. And so here comes Mel with some sunglasses on, and Tisha goes, Mel, you look like Martell with them sunglasses on. And then Mel's like, I don't know why she think I look like Martell just because I got my sunglasses on. Because you and Martell be in the house with sunglasses on. I don't know if y'all got that from each other or what that's all about, but it is kind of strange. And I know if I walked my happy ass around a dimly lit room and a wet floor, we would end up in the emergency room. That's where we would be, not down to the hot tub. But anyway, girl, she's in the pool taking selfies and swimming around. And she said when she was married, she didn't get to do any of those things. She was always in the house. And so now she's out here, and she probably was. Like, she had a husband and 4 kids. That doesn't give you a lot of time to be free. But now that she's free of Martell, she's still got her 4 kids. But guess what? She's got a whole week, 2 weeks out of the month, to have her own time to do her own thing. And I know in the beginning it seemed like horrible, but it seems like she's getting really used to it and understanding that maybe it's a benefit. Anyway, she living her best life out here floating around in the pool with sunglasses on, and she's traveling in abroad, and she's doing this and she's doing that. And I don't know how we went from that to her saying she was 14 years in a marriage with a man that didn't make her say, ooh, I don't believe her. But I am tickled, by the fact that she said it. I feel like Martell is somewhere, after watching this episode this weekend. I mean, it's Tuesday. He probably still feeling some type of way. And Mel just told the whole world that he ain't never make her ooey. Anyway, Nell said, you lying. Are you just saying that to be funny? And Tisha's like, so you've never maybe helped him find the spots, direct him there. And I'm like, Tisha, do you be directing Marceau to the spots? Because I feel like you stood up there and said you don't know how to be sassy. And he's sitting up here, wearing a girdle and, look like he, work up a good sweat trying to do any type of physical activity. So I'm just saying, I'm wondering if that's something that you've even ever experienced. Ooey. Do you know what that even is? Anyway, to me, Martell seems like he would be selfish. I can't imagine him in the, moment trying to satisfy anybody but Martell, because that's what it's giving. I mean, that's what he gives. He doesn't come across very, I don't know. Ask Mel. She was married to the man. I'm just saying. Y'all like him. I could not. Thank you. Anyway. So we have this little flashback of Martell complaining about how Mel wasn't giving him head every day. And she was like, yeah, but there's some things that I would like for you to do to please me over here in this bedroom that we sleep in at night. And he said, what? Talk freaky? I don't want to talk freaky. I'm like, isn't it weird that somebody who wants their dick sucked every day doesn't want to talk freaky? Just seems like he would. I just feel like the nigga that likes to get his dick sucked every single day, feel like he has a lot to say. I just imagine him being that dude that you're like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, Mel redirects the conversation over to Maurice. She was like, well, in my marriage, like sex wasn't the priority, but Kimmy, like Maurice said, for him, that's the number one thing. And Kimmy's like, I mean, well, I feel like everybody like thinks Maurice just walks around thinking about sex all day, every day. Yeah, that's what we think. We think that even with you being in the fragile state that you were in, he's still thinking about sex all day, every day. That's what we think. She said it ain't like that. I'm like, Kimmy, here you go. Keep talking, girl. Love that man. My man, my man, my man. Anyway, we back on the Carlos King interview. Carlos, why keep putting that clip in the thing? Come on. I feel like y'all are feeling we got a whole episode. We could have one more episode of all the clips Carlos put in from his YouTube channel. Anyway, Kimmy says she didn't feel protected when he was in his interview, and now she's bringing Kyle in the conversation. I don't know why. I don't even know why Kimmy feels like if Maury says something positive about Kiowa, that somehow diminishes what she is as a wife. I don't know what he said, but I don't know. Why are you worried about Kiowa? You weren't worried about her when the man was still married to her. I'm just saying, she was going through a divorce. She wasn't actually divorced, and you was down to the Instagram following a man over to the barbershop to get the boy's haircut. That's what you said. I'm just saying. Now you want to be worried about Kiowa and his feelings for Kyle. Girl, stop. Tisha said Marcel bringing up the issue about cheating is making her rethink things because the whole time, like when they've been together, she ain't never thought about not trusting her husband. And girl, we know you a lie, but it's okay because that's what you do. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell if Tisha be acting dumb or if she is dumb because it seems like she be acting dumb. I'm just saying. Maybe it's both. But anyway, we flash back to all of Marcel's BS and how he be not explaining or giving a shit about trying to consider her feelings, and at least usually when kept on saying gaslighting, like he keeps throwing out this term gaslighting because that's what the people said about him. But her taking a pregnancy test and any of this stuff is not gaslighting. It's just stupid. You over there trying to make her feel bad about not believing you, that's the gaslighting. That's it. So anyway, the men are overplaying dominoes and Marcel's acting like he's really distraught about this whole pregnancy test thing. And Maurice is trying to explain to him how Tisha was just focused on the feelings that she was having while she was pregnant. She didn't think about, the possibilities that could happen. And Marcel said more wives get pregnant from cheating on their husbands than they do from failed vasectomies. I agree. That's probably true. The number is one. 1 in 2,000 vasectomies fail. And mostly in the earlier stages. The older the vasectomy is, the less likely it is to fail. So maybe you could have been that 1 out of 2,000, Marcel, but you were not because the test was negative. So nothing to worry about. We know Tisha ain't cheating, but you want to be over here just acting like you think something could possibly be up. And Martell is the one co-signing for you, and that's never good. You should not have him as your cheerleader if you want us to be on your side, which we probably never will be because this is ridiculous. But anyway, Martell is excited about the thought of people like leaning towards the thought of women cheating so he can bring up this whole idea of Mel cheating. And I say, if Mel wasn't over there getting no ooh-wee, then I guess that's why she was cheating, and we not mad about that. I think when it comes to the subject of side babies, Martell should just zip it. Stay out of that conversation. Play with your dominoes, bro. Marcel is just broken. He can't believe any of this happened. He doesn't think anything is going to ever be the same. He's actually questioning whether any of it was real over all the years that they were together. And that's how I know it's a script because he keeps saying stupid shit like that. He's so upset he got to get up and march off. And, he goes back to the room and he got a stank ass attitude toward Tisha. And now they're sitting back and forth arguing over trust issues. And Tisha stomps off and goes and stays, I guess, in that room that Stormy and Courtney were supposed to stay in. Well, don't mess it up because it looks like Kiki's coming. So put everything back where you found it. Martell sneaks some random chick in the house, and this is just nasty. I think he did it to irritate Mel, especially with everything that they got going on. Like when you think about like what was happening at the time, now he's just doing extra shit to piss her off, and I think she thinks he's gross. We think he's gross, and you're gross too, little lady. You should not be letting some punk ass nigga slide you into some place in the middle of the night and slide you back out before the people get up. You are, I don't know how old you are, girl. Maybe you're young, maybe you're very young, and that's why you're putting up with this. But a 40-year-old man go sneak me through the back door knowing that there's cameras. Like, did you have a viewing party for your friends to see you get snuck in 1 minute and snuck back out the next? And Maurice hovering around, peeking around corners, wishing he was gonna have an opportunity to slide, but he can't. That's right. That's what I think. I think he was like living vicariously through Martell's dick. It doesn't matter. None of them are, probably worth a damn. So stupid. The next morning, of course, he goes to check on Marcel because Marcel's so distraught about the thought that his wife could be cheating on him. And he asked Marcel if he thinks that Tisha cheated. And Marcel said he really believes that there's a possibility that there's some niggas down there in her DMs, like bringing up the rumors that was talked about, girl, I wouldn't even do you like he'd been doing you. That's his concern, that, some dude is gonna sweet talk Tisha out of her panties. If she was so lucky. Marcel was like, do you be checking her DMs? And he was like, no, lies, lies, and lies. That's why he's not worried about it, because he bees in the DM. She be in his too, though. I think that's a thing. I think that's a requirement. It happened when they first started the show, and then it became a requirement that they can look. No, he don't look. Martell was like, I don't know, Tisha been looking good and she outside and she been dressing a little more skimpy lately. And Marcel better put her back in the house. Put her back in the house, child. Yeah, I feel like that's already a decision that's been made. He putting her back in the house. She was putting it out there a couple of weeks ago, talking about, I just want to quit everything and I'm overwhelmed and I think I just want to go back to being a housewife. That's why she over here trying to get pregnant one last time. Sorry, girl, 1 out of 2,000, and you ain't gonna be the one. His thing is still stinging. So the Fletchers are setting up the, house for some team building exercise that they have decided to put together. They got yoga mats on the floor and the bouncy ball things that you sit on. So we don't know what what this whole team building thing is going to be about. But what we do know is Kiki is going to be there, because somehow in the middle of the night, or maybe sometime earlier, or whenever the call, it must have been earlier. She was wearing the same outfit. So earlier that day, Kiki called Nell and told her, like, I'm in Houston and I'm coming to the thing. And Nell's like, okay, I guess. Kiki, that's whack as hell. You invited yourself to the thing. For what? Stormy, did you concoct this? Did you call up Kiki and say, hey, girl, I don't like any of these people here, so you should come down here to Houston and hang out with us, because we don't want to hang out with any of them. And then you'll have some fun and harass Tisha, I guess, because why else would you want to come into a situation where everybody's having a good time? And, Mel ain't your friend, girl, stop playing. Your friend is Kiki, not really, but I think Kiki says, I can tolerate her, like, because I'm like a friend angel and I can come help Kiki through all her problems by listening to sound bowls and rubbing crystals together. And that's, what's up? Anyway. Fletch is like, I think that's a bad idea. I was like, Fletch, I think that's a bad idea too. But I mean, I guess that's their way of giving us a finale that we can't forget. Just throw Kiki's keg right into the daggum gasoline and light a fire to it. Fletch tells Mel that Martell had company last night, and Nell is like, well, that's just disrespectful, and that's his ex-wife, and he should still have some type of respect. You would think, but he's not that type of guy. He's very much into the disrespect. Always have been. That's why they're not together anymore. So honestly, I don't think, like I said, Mel gives a shit. I think this is the kind of behavior that led them to being divorced. So next week, as much as we tried to avoid it, I feel like we kind of knew it was coming. We're gonna have to get in this whole freaking argument again about how Mel cheated on Martell while they were still married. And I'm saying if she wasn't over there getting no ooh wee Martell, then and sucking your dick all damn time in silence. Is that what we were doing? Dick sucking in silence? Y'all are nasty. And Kiki's coming to the vacation. That should be fun. Anyway, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.